Chapter 4. Meet Joey. Claytin waited and pondered in the lunchroom alone. Everybody left and went back to work. But as for Claytin, he couldn't stop thinking about what Allison said. 1925, he thought. How the heck did he get in 1925? And why is everyone working in a small studio when they could be anywhere else? He started to think about what Wilbur warned him about. Claytin, pondering hard. How did I travel back in time? What does he mean that I won't be able to leave? He looked at his watch that used to be his phone. It was affected by the time tunnel. It was 12:35 p.m. Okay. Time to meet Joey. I hope I can find him in time. Walks up the stairs back into the hallway. As he was looking, he noticed a boarded up wooden wall with stop signs and a piece of paper that reads, "My dearest Joey Drew staff, do not enter. Construction in progress. Thank you. I will keep everyone updated. Mr. Drew." Claytin walking towards the main room, looking for the elevator. There was a wooden sign next to the janitor's closet, pointing to the right that leads to the elevator. A secret drop hole that was right next to the Joey Drew Company logo had 4 pieces of metal wires hanging from a metal frame in the ceiling. Claytin. Okay, how do I activate this thing? He sees a metal lever hidden underneath a pile of crumpled up drawings. He pulls it down. Then some noises were coming from the drop hole. Suddenly, it revealed an elevator made entirely out of wood. It stopped moving up and beamed. I guess that's how. He walks towards it and walks right in. There were 2 buttons, one main, second to administration. He pushed the administration button. The elevator jerked a little, then slowly went down. Claytin. It was dark and cold as I went down. I felt like Alice when she fell down the rabbit hole in Wonderland. Pleasant music was playing as I went down. To be honest, I thought I would be the only one who was going to this pitching and careers day event, and no one would decide to come. Boy, was I wrong. When Claytin finally got to the bottom, the administration room was filled with workers of the studio. Some were comic strip illustrators, animators, women that paint ink on the cells of animation, merchandise toy makers, and more. They were all waiting in line, a longer line that leads to the hallways of Joey's office. Claytin, irritated. Oh, great. Another slow journey. Whoopee! Oh, not again. Steps out of the elevator and gets in line with the others. He starts getting his resume out, checking if everything was right as written. Claytin. It felt like the line was moving slower as it moves closer to the hallway maze of offices. Some of the workers were already starting to smell like barn animals. Despite the waiting, I kept doodling on my pad. I drew, of course, my famous creation to practice, the elastic toon named Claytin. He was a TikTok character in the present I created to make folks of the internet laugh. Maybe one day, I too could be famous with this character out in the real world. It's good to be a dreamer. Claytin was bored, so he decided to talk to the man in front of him in line. He tapped on his shoulder. Hey there, my name's Claytin. How long have you been waiting to see Joey? Animator Charlie. Same as you? Claytin. Oh, right. I forgot. I was just trying to make a conversation, that's all. The man didn't speak back. He focused, looking ahead. Noticing everybody didn't want to talk, Claytin continued to be silent, as he said to himself, "Was it something I said?" A few minutes later, 3:00 p.m., Claytin, almost half asleep while standing in line. A pushy person behind him woke him up. As he awoke, he noticed that they were finally almost to the door of Joey's office. Claytin: "I heard friendly chats and agreements from within the office, and arguments from each worker from different departments of the studio. At this point, I was nervous. I didn't know if he'll pick me. I've always thought to myself as a poor artist with no skill or purpose. The man in front of me was next. Now I was more nervous. I began to sweat and bite my fingers. As soon as the man in front of me was done, stops then growls. And there he was, with that happy-go-lucky smile and that stupid can-do spirit. I don't know if I can continue this story. This part infuriates me. Edward Norman, concerned: "What? You were doing well before, Claytin. What happened? Did you ever meet Mr. Drew?" Claytin, angry: "I don't want to talk about it." Walks away from the table. Edward Norman: "But," Claytin, "I said I don't want to talk about it!" Grabs his chair and throws it into the wall. Edward Norman, scared as he turns off the recorder: I think we had enough for today." Shakes in fear. I understand that you don't want to talk about it. I completely understand. You can go if you want. 2 weeks later. Edward wasn't sure if he could continue the session. Clayton's behavior started to make him feel uneasy, but he was still determined to figure out what happened. So he tried to stay calm whenever he brings up Joey Drew. Claytin opened the door and walks in, grabbing himself another chair he found. Edward Norman to Claytin: How are we doing today, Mr. Godfrey?" Claytin, feeling guilty: I just want to apologize for outbursting like that, destroying your chair. I'm not proud of my anger. It's just that he made me feel so special that I trusted him. I'm a loyal worker, whoever I work for, but not to those who would use me. But I think I'm getting way ahead of myself. I took some time to control myself, and this time, I will stay positive and well collected to continue my story for you. Edward Norman, relieved: Oh, okay. Turns on the recorder. This is day 14 of the backstory to Clayton's incredible story behind the old Bendy studio. We had to cut some of the recordings short because there were some technical difficulties, so, scared to even mention his name, but ripped it off anyway. Can you please continue how you encountered Joey Drew, the founder of the studio? Closes his eye, then lets one eye open, waiting a response. Claytin drinks his glass of water. Of course. As I waited in line, I was nervous to enter Joey's office, but just when it was my turn to go, I was pushed to the ground by the same pushy person behind me. Claytin, in pain: Ow! Again? Joey Drew: Oh my goodness. Are you all right? Helps him up and brushes his shoulders. There you go. Looks at the pushy person in line. Now that was outright ungrateful. You are fired. Pushy animator: Good, that's why I came in line for. I quit. Storms off. Joey Drew. Don't listen to him. He's always been here complaining every single time. Why don't you sit down, young man? Offers him a seat. Welcome to my cartoon studio. How can I help you? Claytin. Well, I was told that there was a place to apply a job here. Joey Drew. That's correct. What's your name? Claytin. My name is Claytin Godfrey. I travel all this way from Texas to find this studio. On the way, I saw a movie theater that had your name on it, and that smiling demon. I keep on seeing it every time. Joey Drew. Oh, I see. So you stumbled onto this opportunity. And that demon is Bendy. He's my favorite little mischievous scamp. He's everyone's favorite, too. Claytin. Yes, I'm just wondering if there's any time I can apply. I brought my resume. Takes it out of his bag and gives it to Joey. But Joey refuses it. Joey Drew. No, I don't need to look at those. Tell me about yourself. I want to get to know the real you, not what's written. Claytin. Oh. Okay, well, let's see. I've been a cartoonist ever since I was a little boy. The only toys I can play with was paper. I have plenty of ideas that I can bring to the table. Everyone knows falling anvils are funny. Oh, here's one of my favorite drawings that I've been drawing recently. You can have this one. Shows Joey a Claytoon drawing. A few conversations later. Claytin. And that's how I got here. I'm just glad I didn't starve to death. Joey Drew. Mind blown. Jiminy Christmas. That must have been one rough of a journey. That takes guts. I love a man with guts. I'm a sucker for it. Well, for a story like that, I say you got the job. You're hired. Shakes his hand. Claytin. His heart jumped. Really? Joey Drew puts his hand to his shoulder. Not exactly. You need to learn the ropes of how we do things around here. A mysterious man, bursting into the office, panting. Joey. Joey Drew. Henry, you're just in time. Henry Stein. Listen, I need to talk to you about something. Joey Drew. We'll discuss later, my friend. I found an animation assistant apprentice for you. You always said you always want to inspire others just like me, right? Henry Stein. Trying to continue. Well, that was a while ago, but I need to tell you. Joey Drew. I promise we will have our quarrel, but right now, I want to introduce you to your new assistant apprentice. Henry, meet Claytin. Claytin, meet Henry. Henry, hesitant to talk to Claytin. Yeah, hello. To Joey again. Listen, it's about the credits of the last Bendy cartoon. Was my name removed or interrupted again? Joey Drew. We'll happily discuss it after you show our newest member everything he needs to know about my beautiful studio. Now you two get going. To Claytin. And remember, here at Joey Drew Studios, we make dreams that really do come true. So long. I'll see you again real soon. Next, please.